What's going on, guys? It is your boy Angrysagamer, and this video is long overdue. Why is that? Because Serratica has been available in Floating Isle for a while now, and most people, especially the free-to-play guys, has the opportunity now, or has already gotten their Serraticas to the point where it's double evolved. I got mine to that point before Serratica was in Floating Isle, but that's just due to pure luck. But now that I have, or now that the opportunity has arisen for you guys to get that as a free-to-play as well, or just semi-free pay-to-play that doesn't want to spend too much, I had your first one getting your Serratica. Okay, the point is you have Serratica now. Now, most people don't know what the builds are, even though the builds are everywhere. Online, you can find it everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I've seen builds on Twitter. I've seen builds on Discord. I've seen it on Instagram. I see it everywhere. You see it on Discord in between loads of chats. Sometimes people will just send me random builds. You can see it in the game itself, in the chat. Yeah, people will send their Serraticas and stuff like that. I get private messages about that as well. So, yes, it is everywhere. Everybody now has the opportunity to build a Serratica that's going to be absolutely strong. But some people still don't see those builds, or maybe they don't want to do, maybe they're just lazy. And they're hoping that I will upload a video, and that's why I'm there. I'm also lazy. That's why it's taken me this long to do so. But now that we are here, let me show you Serratica. Okay, the build that, and okay, let me tell you guys this. Click that like button, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell notification button so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And also, please, just double check if you're subscribed or not. Maybe you're not. Click that subscribe button, as it helps out the channel a ton. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. I'm getting messages by people telling me I'll never get to 50k subscribers playing Castle Clash. I know that's a lie. I know it's possible. And you guys would make that possible. So make sure to click that button, please. Now, let me talk about Serratica. Now, before we get into the build, there's something that you, as the player, you absolutely need to know. And that is that the strength of your Serratica is, in part, the build. Obviously, the build is really important. But also, keepsake plays a major role in that. Then you have your gear. That is one of the biggest reasons why your Serratica is going to be a killer, and how you set up that gear. And I've been getting questions, people asking me how to make gold gear. I'll show you that in this video as well. I'll tell you about the gear, the accessories as well, the necklaces and the rings. It's important. Then not just that, you have your title talent badges that needs to be upgraded and obtained to the level that you are. Now, I'm not at that level. As you can see, I'm at 1 million might still. I'm at 2.5 million might. This is unlocked to 1 million. I still need to unlock all of that. But the unlock process is so damn expensive. As you can see, this, it won't even tell me. But it's going to be millions of prestige to get to that point. Now, I do have 400k prestige, but in total, I only have 456,000. So I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not actively I'm not actively playing the game like I used to. But you, as an active player, you could do that. Now, one of the important things that you need to know is when you start out a new account, try and keep up with this, please, because it's going to benefit you all the way. Okay, because this unlocks, as you go, it unlocks extra features for you. It gives you extra power. Now, let's talk about the build. This is important, ladies and gentlemen. The build I'm going to show you, don't go, oh, that's not the build, or yes, that's the perfect build. No, it really depends on your playstyle, your might, your title talent badges. You have to build your Serratica according to your account strength, okay? Without that, you can't do it. Now, here is the Serra. Now I'm running this specific build because it works for me, but I'm about to change my build as well, just on one thing, on the equipment. I don't want Bold Ambition. Bold Ambition, I feel it's not useless. It's amazing, it works, but I'll benefit more from something else, which I'll talk about a bit later on. Now, first off, the talents. Now, this is something I see all over the place. Now, this is for attack purposes, right? But you also get builds for defense purposes. So, this is mainly for attack. So, Bloodlust increases the attack by 100% when, now, next sentence, this is not dependent on, increases the attack by 100%, that's it. Next sentence. When the enemy hero's HP is below 50%, increases the attack by 300% for 3 seconds and ignores invulnerability. Cooldown 4 seconds. That means every 1 second for 3 seconds, this hero is going to gain 300% more attack, which is amazing. And when that 1 second cooldown hits, I know it says 4 seconds cooldown, but you need to remember this, and I always say this. Cooldown starts when the skill is activated. When the skill ends, cooldown is still busy going. So 4 seconds, take 3 seconds off of that. That's 1 second that the cooldown is going to kick in and be for 1 second. Now in that 1 second, 100% increase in the attack. The next one I like to run with is Battle Adore. Now, when HP is at 60% or more, raises attack by 240%. Period. That's it. That's what it does. 60% or more. So as soon as you go below 60%, something else is going to happen. What's that? It's this. When HP is less than 60%, raises the attack's speed by 120%, and each basic attack will recover HP equal to 20% of damage dealt. So you're not dealing as much damage anymore, but you are now going to increase your attack speed, meaning you have a better chance of killing the enemy because you're doing it more consistently, and you're going to gain HP. So that's the talents. You could also go with survival, which I see a lot, or I forget the name because I've just been doing this for so long that Sacred Light, there we go. Sacred Light, that's the other one. Survival, Sacred Light. Survivability builds. But you get survivability elsewhere as well. So I'm going to go with Bloodlust. Then next, now we have the Insignia. Now there's 2 Insignias. You have your secondary Insignia, your Adeptness Insignia, or your first Insignia. Now, why am I going with Empowered? One, energy regain rate. So grants 60 energy per second. Now there's 100 energy in a bar. So that's 60 energy per second in a battle. So 2 seconds, bar is full. Boom, it hits again. If it's not in cooldown. Also increases HP by 80%. So you got an additional HP increase. You can, however, go with, which I always see a lot as well, is Revitalize. Now what Revitalize does is at the start of a battle, boom, your hero procs. But if your hero is auto proc, he's going to miss the mark. And then he needs to build up his energy before this works again. But now here's the problem. Gains 100% energy at the start of the battle. Increases attack by 120% for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, this Revitalize means nothing. It's absolutely useless. Except for it gives you 93,000 extra HP and 5,205 extra attack. But after 10 seconds, the crest itself, the Insignia, is useless. That's why I go with Empowered. Now, where this is good is in battles like Arena, where it's going to be really important to get that first hit off, or anything where you aren't on a defensive position. If you're on a defensive position, it's going to be useless. Unless the hero is not auto-proc, which I can't remember if Serratica is auto-proc or not. So let's check it out quickly. I'm just going to do this. Let's just find out if it's auto-proc. How do you find that out? Well, we're going to go into dungeons. I'm going to go into the ordinary dungeon 1 because this is the furthest way. You can measure it any way you want, but this is the most easy thing for me to do. So I'm going to drop him. If he's auto-proc, he's immediately going to proc, unless he doesn't proc on him. Well, you see that? He's auto-proc. That means when the energy is full, he'll activate his skill. He doesn't need to hit anything to activate the skill. Other heroes are reliant on the hero dealing damage to activate the skill. So that's what auto proc is. So knowing that, we're going to change this to empowered because we're going to gain a lot more. We're going to gain on the HP side, and we're going to gain on the energy gain effect. So this means he can be in defensive and offensive position. Both work wonderfully for him. So let's take him with this empowered back into that exact same dungeon, and let's see what he does while he's walking. Check his energy. He's not going to get a skill activation immediately, but check his there. Boom, it's full. It's full, but his actual skill is in cooldown. So you have to wait for that cooldown before he releases skill again. So, okay, but also there was no hero, so I think that was part of the issue. Let's get some more heroes. Let's place him at the furthest point. Let's place him at the back. So skill activation, boom. There's still heroes alive. Still got a full skill, but there's still no heroes. So, I don't know if he's got skill cooldown. I haven't read his skill in so long, but you get the idea. How you work out what you need to do. So let's check out the skill just for a second here. Deals 1100% attack damage each to 10 enemy units every second for 5 seconds. So there's 5 seconds. Ignores damage limits of targets. Targets with the scale mark receive 3 times extra damage. Within the same 5 seconds, any enemy target that attacks Serratica receives a scale mark. Targets with the scale mark receive 90% less healing and loses 50 energy every second for 5 seconds for the next 5 seconds. Cooldown 7 seconds. So now we know there's a 7-second cooldown. So that means 2-second cooldown on that skill. So even if the energy bar is going to be full, he won't activate his skill until the cooldown is done. Okay, so now we know that information. This hero is immune to all conditions and cannot receive more than 40 damage per hit. When attacked, has a 30% chance to recover HP equal to 10% of max HP. Okay, so now we know why we went with the talent and the insignia. Now, the secondary insignia. This is a bonus insignia. This can be whatever you want it to be. But to get the most out of your Serratica, go with Winged Rebirth. Because what this does is, it will allow your hero to revive one time. One time, and that's it. So, hero revives one time and recovers HP equal to 60% of max HP. Every time this hero revives, they are invulnerable for 8 seconds. So, it can revive one time with Winged Rebirth. But that revive that it does, it increases the attack. Also increases their attack and attack speed by 200% for 8 seconds. Cooldown 12 seconds. This hero, this effect also applies to revives from other skills. So if he has revive, he can revive twice or 3 times with revive, and Winged Rebirth would also cause him to revive, so give him an additional revive. But unless he's silenced, if he's silenced, he can't. But he is immune to all conditions, so you don't have that issue. So if you pair this with revive, so if we change this to revive, let me just find one right here. Revives 2 times with 100% HP restored each time. So he's going to revive 3 times if you have revive insignia on him. But we are good with the insignia we have because this gives him multiple ways to be used with empowered insignia. Now let's talk about some other things that Serratica can have. You can have accuracy, attack, whatever you can on the relics, but the relics really expensive. And the chances of rolling 100% of whatever you want is really scarce. So go with what you can and keep it there. Next, we're going to talk about the equipment. Now, currently, I have Bold Ambition on mine. So what this does is, every second for 3 seconds, hero gains 90% more crit rate, and all damage dealt by this hero ignores damage reflection effects. Now this was an old style build that I'm not going to use anymore. Well, not old, but this is back a while ago that this was started to be used. Now I have an enchantment here ready that I'm going to use, and let me talk to you about this enchantment. Let's go to it real quick. And this is Serpent's Force. Why am I going to use this? Well, for one, I see this build all over the place, and I've never used it. I never tried it. But then I read about it. Every 7 seconds, for 1 second, hero gains 18% more. Okay, no, let's go to 10. Every 7 seconds, for 3 seconds, hero gains 180% attack and ignores all damage to HP conversion effect. And most heroes with their builds today can convert damage to HP. So we don't want that. So that's why I'm going to go with this. Because I just feel like it's going to give me more out of my Serratica than what Bold Ambition does. Bold Ambition, once again, for 7 seconds, every 7 seconds for 3 seconds, hero gains 90% more crit rate, and all damage dealt by this hero ignores damage reflection effects. So I'm not getting the most out of my Serratica with this build. Bold Ambition is going to go based on Electro Ranger. Now, I'm going to use this one, so now we can see it is at 10 at 10. Every 7 seconds for 3 seconds, hero gains 180% attack and ignores all damage to HP conversions. There are others that you can go and choose if you so want to, especially if you're gonna go a survivable build, or you can even do this hyper strength. So at 10, raises this hero's attack by 103 and energy regain rate by 100% during battle. But if you want to go damage reduction, Holy Conviction is probably going to be your best bet. But then you also have Healing Ritual. So Holy Conviction at 10 reduces damage received by 85% in battle. Also increases this hero's healing received by 320%. And then we have Healing Ritual, recovers HP by 100% during battle, recovers 16% of max HP when attacking. Okay, so now we have the build, we know what he does, we know his auto proc, so we know how to use him. But now we're going to look at gear. Now the question is, do you have to buy gold gear, or how do you get it? So the best way to get gear is to go to your gear hub, and you can draw for gear here. If you have, okay, let me just get some gems, because I am out of gems. Where else? I'm just going to use it all. I mean, doesn't matter. Everything is going to go towards gear anyway. 1.2 mil gems. Draw for gear. You can only buy 20 unless you have the medallion unlocked, and you can buy 300. No, I mean, you can only buy 200. If you have the medallion unlocked, you can buy 300. Now, at 200, you're going to pay 24,000 gems a day. At 300, you're going to pay 36,000 gems a day. So you can do that. You can draw then for gear. But you're not going to get gold gear this way. So the way to get gold gear is to go into your gear hub after you've received some gear. Then you can go and find if you have blue gear. And this is what you'll find a lot. You'll have, if you do purchases, you'll have a lot of packs with blue gear in them. So I have this one with blue gear. So let me just quick open that. Just like that. Stop, close. Now, what you're going to do to get gold gear is to go in, go and forge one of these, level them up using rocks or other gear to level 50. Also level up the skill. Do not temper or endow, because if it's tempered or endowed, you can't use it to make gold gear. So once you've done that, and you've got 2 of these sets, click on combine. It's going to make you select your maxed out purple gear, and on this side maxed out purple gear, and you're going to click combine. And then you're going to get, and this is how you can see what gear you're going to get. Don't ever try and make gear for, so if you see down here, there are a total of 5 different grades from the lowest to highest order. Inferior, white. Ordinary green, elite blue, legendary purple, and epic orange. A higher gear grade or grade gear has higher max level and max star level. So don't go with green gear to get blue gear or blue gear to get purple gear. Get purple gear, max it out, and combine it for gear, epic gear. Now let's talk about the gear that I have on him. So for him, I have Oath Bow, these needs to be the same. If you have an oath bow with a conquest armor, you're not going to get it. Because here, 2, oath set 2 out of 4 increases this gear set attribute. So if we go here, we have conquest and oath. So this one needs to change to oath, which I do have. I don't know why it selected that one. So now we have, there we go, epic oath, 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 and oath. All of this is oath. So epic oath, set 2 out of 4 increases this gear's set attribute by 10%. Epic oath set 4 out of 4 increases this gear's set attributes by 20%. Now if we go down here, now this is where the secret's gonna lie. If you have a ring that is different to the one that you have a necklace, this is grayed out. It's not gonna do anything. You can remove your gear rather than having it on, because it's going to have the same effect. Now let's go in, select my pureblood, and select, even though this one is not leveled up at all, but you can see the effect's going to take place. Epic pureblood set 2 of 2. Reduces damage received by 60% when equipped. So now I'm getting 60% less damaged just because of that. But now if I level it up and max it out, then I'm going to get more. Not out of this, but over here. So you can see the ring boosts my attack by my HP by 11,240, and it boosts my dodge by 103. But the necklace boosts my attack by 7,616 and my dodge by 1,116. So once you've done that, you can click on Forge, and then you can go and you can temper, which I can temper once. Let's do this. Tempering it once, boom, there we go, 3 times, 4 times, whatever. Then endow, this is 7 out of 15, because I'm not sure if I want to change this. So each one does something different. So over here we have ignored damage reduction, chance to freeze opponent, crit resist, crit rate increase, and HP increase. Now you can hit that. Let me do it for you. So you'll get back the 50% of the endowment stones that you spent. And now you can start all over again until you have something that you are happy with. I like finding piercing damage. I'll show you what that looks like. So it's not going to go. There we go. Took a while to get there. So if I click on this one, yeah, you can see piercing damage. 46,000 piercing, additional piercing damage. 46,000. Let's go to this one. Additional piercing damage of 66,000. Let's go to this one. 66,000. This one, piercing damage 46,000. So I like to go with anything that has piercing damage in it. But that's how the gear works. So once you've built your entire hero, this hero is then not yet ready, because you need to fill it with heroes, and there's specific heroes that you need to fill it with. Rowan, Dovekeeper, and Walla Walla is the ones that I go with. They provide a lot of attack and stuff like that, and it also depends on how those heroes are built. They also need gear, which is another thing. You just need all the damn time. But okay, that's the build, Serratica. I know it's 23 minutes of me talking about the build, but now you know the build. This is all about the build. And I hope you guys can take some value out of this video. And I'll see you guys in... but by the way, if you like this in-depth build videos, no gameplay, just in-depth, me talking, explaining everything, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.